Hi, folks. Welcome to Ferrum Wrestling 411. My name is Gary Holden. I'm your host. With me, of course, is head wrestling coach Nate Yetzer. Nate, congratulations.
Thank you very much, Gary. Appreciate it.
East Regional champions. You know, just got to be really proud of your team.
Very proud, very proud. I mean, we came to wrestle on both days, and I thought we even wrestled better the second day than the first day. And you know, the guys just responded. I mean, I think you know, I think they're seeing what happens when you work hard over a long period of time. You know, you start having success, and it's not really a surprise to anybody, maybe but our team, because of or not anybody, and not a surprise to anybody or to everybody besides us. You know, and because our guys worked really hard, they put in the time, and you know, and this is the first time I think we were all kind of hitting on all cylinders as well too. So
sure, I mean, a great first round. You guys, you know, pinned 5 out of the first 6 weight classes to open the tournament. Gave you a jump start in the team standings. I think we're actually still behind after that because somebody had pinned like 6 out of 6.
Right.
And then you guys, by the end of that first round and that first round of consolation, just seemed like you guys got going. You pushed 6 into the semifinals, 3 into the finals.
Right.
It looked to me like on paper like it was done after the before we even went into the final round.
Right, I think so. I think we had it locked up before the final round. Yeah. So, but I mean, yeah, obviously bonus points are huge. You know, considering. You know, obviously at the end of the day, we only got 3 guys in nationals, but it just shows you kind of the depth of our team. I think we had 9 placers as well too. So, and that was key. And I think you know, really excited about the youth of our team too. You know, the amount of guys that I think out of the 9 placers, 3 of them are seniors. We get everybody back next year, so that's exciting.
Right. Well, and you mentioned pin points or extra points and everything. Really huge. 12 pins, you get what, 1.5 points in a tournament for a pin, extra on top of your win. So that's 18 points. You won the tournament by 29 points. 18 of those came in pins. Never mind, we had a couple tech falls and some majors. I suspect you probably got about 25 of those 29 points that put you in the lead.
Right. Yep.
Off of extra
absolutely,
points.
Yeah.
So
there's no doubt. Yep. There's no doubt. Absolutely.
And there were a couple matches that looked as though there were tight matches. Andrew Tolbert had a couple of really tight matches going, but he ended up pulling out a pin, and that's just huge. It's got to really break a team. It's got to break a team.
Yep. Absolutely. Yep. And I was really proud of him. Wrestled hard. So.
Well, Coach, what I like to do is go weight class by weight class. Let's start off at 125. Your rookie phenom, Zach Beckner, came to you in January and started rolling at Ferrum. He's like 13-0 now, still not lost a match. Knocked off the number 1 seed by a score of 12-1. How big was that semifinal match for him?
It was huge. I think actually the quarterfinal round was pretty big as well too. That's kind of a bad style matchup for Zach, and but I think he went out there and just controlled from start to finish. He controlled the match, you know, and then to keep that momentum going the next morning against a very. For me, you know, I didn't realize the kid was that good, but the kid was pretty good on his feet, and Zach just did a good job staying on him and got a couple scrambles that he came out on top of, and I think we caught him on his back very early, but yeah, we just kind of poured it on him at the end. So
sure, and he just, you know, the quarterfinal match, he beats that kid 13-3, the number 4 seed, comes back and beats the number 1 seed 12-1, and then wins in the finals 4-2. And as I heard it from coaches, a lot of coaches actually voted for him for outstanding wrestling. He got a lot of votes, and he was the 2nd most vote getter. In
I wouldn't worry about that. I mean, he should have been really. I mean, he's coming from the 6th seed, I think he was, to winning it, and
5th seed.
So he did a great job. So his goal. His goal is to win a national title. It's not to win regionals. So I mean, this is just one of the steps to get in there. So he's going to set himself up pretty nicely. So
pretty nice for you as a coach to know that you've got a kid on your team, or a lot of guys on your team. That's their goal. They don't want to they don't want to just place high in the regionals. They want to get to the nationals, and they want to get on the podium and win the national championship.
All 3 guys going to the nationals. Obviously, Logan's been there. He's placed before, and the other 2. I mean, their goal. They have very high. Their goal is to be an All-American. Their goal is not to just kind of get to nationals. They're looking past that. And as a program, we're moving past that. I
want to talk about those 3 at the end.
Absolutely.
Because that's really what I want to focus. Let's get back into 133 pounds. Robert Cunningham ran into a buzzsaw in the semifinals with Stanich from Stevens Tech and everything. He ended up winning the tournament and was the outstanding wrestler. Robert ended up coming back and placed 5th for you and everything. I know it was disappointing for him. I know he was disappointed himself. He mentioned something, but he's had a banged up knee and everything. And he's just really been a workhorse for you for 4 years.
Absolutely, he's been very consistent for 4 years, and not only just the wins and losses, but just coming in and working every day, and really enjoying what he's doing. And we're really going to miss him next year, just from a standpoint of being a leader. And and it's just it's disappointing how he wanted to make it. He wanted to be an All-American, but at the end of the day, knowing his circumstances. You know, what he's able to accomplish is pretty amazing. So we probably don't have all show to talk about him, but we could probably go on all day about how great.
My wife Leslie and I both love him to death, and when he walks across the stage, Rob, when you get your degree in May, we'll be standing there cheering for you, no doubt about it.
Absolutely.
So, 141 pounds. You had a guy make it all the way through to the consolation finals, and then lost a tight 15-12 match. Looked like he was going to pull that out.
Yeah.
Austin Smith. Just you got to be pleased with that kid. He's really stepped up.
Yeah, pleased. I mean, we knew as a staff, we knew how good he was being. He was a little bit of a slump, you know, and he started wrestling out of it, wrestling out of that slump at the end of the year, and you know, we had a great tournament. You know, beat a couple guys who were a round away from placing at nationals. You know, so he's right there. Obviously, disappointing loss for third and fourth, and because I felt like he was better than that kid. But that's something's got to fuel him for the next 364 days, you know, and I think it will. So
sure. Well, I'm excited about seeing that kid. I know his parents were just so thrilled to see him here, and just you know, it was neat to see how infectious it was. Their enthusiasm for what he was doing and everything, and he just, you know, he's the type of kid. He was losing one match fairly good. Yeah. 6 or 7 points, he comes back and sticks a kid.
Yep, absolutely. Yep, that one, and then he was losing the whole match. I think to get into the third and fourth, he was losing about for 6 minutes and 45 seconds. You know, it's a nice little move there. Puts the kid on his back, and he was a couple times away from being All-American.
Sure,
you know,
sure. Drummond from McDaniel. That was a kid that Logan Meister had to take down a couple of years ago in overtime to get to the national championship.
Yep. So it was a fun match, you know, and you know, it's a shame we fell that short, but you know, it's got to fuel him for next year.
Well, I'm sure this is going to be something he'll remember next year, and he's got a bright future for you.
Right, absolutely.
149 pounds. Colin Saunders just wrestled amazing. Had probably one of the toughest matches I've seen in the tournament. The semifinals, had to knock off the #1 seed in a tie break, and just got into all these scrambles, but kept his composure, never ever folded, and just, you know, it looked like he was going to his back at one point in time, comes out on top. That's really got to break it for another kid. You know, you think you're putting someone on the back, and all of a sudden you're on your back or you're getting taken down.
Right, absolutely. He did a great job. I mean, he just in the finals match, there was a couple situations where he got into the scramble, and I don't even know how the heck he got out of it, but his defense is, you know, his hips are exceptional, and did a great job, and I was really proud of him, you know. But again, his goal, he was excited, but his goal is to be an All-American this year. It's not to just be a regional champ, and really proud of him, though. He competed really hard, and I actually think he didn't even wrestle that great, you know what I mean? And so there's a lot to improve on before for 2 weeks from now. So we're excited about him.
Well, I think this type of tournament, you know, there's a lot of great wrestlers in this East region and everything, and I think that getting through this tournament and everything's got to give him some confidence going into the Nationals in 2 weeks.
I agree.
Yep. All right, 157 pounds. Your All-American, Logan Meister, fell a little bit short, dropped a 1-0 decision in the finals to the #1 seed, Derek Arnold from Ursinus.
Right.
I know that kid's an incredible wrestler, and
You know, I think Logan out wrestled him. To be honest with you, you know, we made a decision for the match that we weren't going down on him. Kid's really good on top, and you know, looking back on it, we probably should have put him down. In that situation, you know, it's 0-0. I believe it was third period, or maybe I think the kid's choice was third period. I can't remember, but
Logan took neutral in the second period.
And you know, obviously the kid took down. We couldn't ride him very long, and you know, it's the way it goes. And you know, Logan's goal is to, you know, get a national finals. It's not to win regionals. You know? So I think the goal remains the same. You know, and I think you know, wrestle that kid again, which is always a good chance to wrestle him again at nationals. The kid's going to be there at the end of the day, I bet. And you know, next time we just pick down, it changes the whole complexion of the match, I believe. So
be neat to see a rematch in the national finals.
Yeah, that'd be great. That'd be great.
He's just done amazing things for you, and a great young man. So we're so excited about that he came to Ferrum, and we're looking forward to seeing how he does in 2 weeks.
Absolutely.
All right, 165 pounds. You had Andrew Tolbert in this weight class, suffered a 4-3 loss in the quarterfinals, a little disappointing. Wrestled back, comes back into the 5th and 6th place match and scores a pin for you.
Right.
I mean, he scored 3 pins for you in this tournament.
Yeah, I think he was our highest point scorer, I believe. You know, and so he was critical for our team. You know what I mean? You know, for us to win the title, and I was proud of him. He battled back. You know, you know, I'm sure he was a little disappointed on how he finished up, especially the match to get in for third and fourth. He was right there, and he actually had a body lock. It was 1-1, I think, in sudden victory. I had a body lock, and the kid just, you know, I guess reacted first, and you know, put us to our back. But couldn't be more proud of how he bounced back, and it would have been really easy for him to quit. The loss he had early on doesn't look so bad now. The kid didn't win in the regional title. Right. Got on a roll, and so I was proud of him, and I think. Tolbert, he's only a sophomore too. He's got a lot of,
Sure.
a lot still in the tank. So.
And I suspect that he'll be remembering this. He'll probably have a bracket sheet printed out next year. Come time for the regions, he'll be looking at that and remembering these losses. So, Andrew, you got a lot of great wrestling in front of you. Keep with it. 174 pounds. Blake Rosenbaum all submitted to the semifinals. Ran into a beast from Del Val. Got pinned in the semifinals, but ended up coming back, and he made it to the consolation finals, that third and fourth place match, and had a shot. He put himself in position at least to go to the NCAAs.
Absolutely did. I mean, he did a great job, and I think he beat a kid, or maybe two kids that beat him early in the year. So that means it's he's getting better in that sense. Obviously, can't give up 2 falls. I mean, that's kind of been his MO this year, and either win or get pinned, and it can't be like that. And he knows that, and he knows he's got to go back and work on a few things. But very proud of the way he competed. And, I think he went 0-2 last year, or 1-2 last year.
Well, he went 3-2 here with 2 pins, fourth, and again scored some points for you. And I want to say he has like 17 or 18 pins.
Actually, I looked up. I think he has 20 this year now.
20. That's pretty amazing.
Team leader, not even close.
20 pins. That means that young man put a lot of team points up there for
absolutely,
you.
Absolutely.
So, great job, Blake. All right, let's move up to 184 pounds. Adam Bresson, he wrestled in this tournament last year at 197 and kind of shocked the world. Went placed 5th and everything.
Right, yeah.
Going down to 184, it looks as though his body's gotten a little bit more comfortable with the weight class change and everything.
Yep.
Comes and again puts himself in situation, gets back to the 3rd and 4th place match, and he loses 3-1 to go to the NCAA playoffs.
He knows when to turn it on, I guess. And did a good job. He was right there, and another situation where I think if we coach it, we would probably coach it a little differently, maybe. And I think we picked down. It was 2-1, I believe, or something like that, or maybe 1-1, I think, and we had riding time. But it's the way it goes, and obviously there's some areas where we need to fix so he doesn't feel the same way he does now, right now, which is finishing just outside of the top 3. And but he's definitely got the capability, and we just got to fix a few things. He'll be right there. So.
He scored some good points for you.
Absolutely,
got a pin, and the pin that he got in the consolations, I think it was quarterfinals. He was losing in the match, and then he comes back and sticks the kid in 4 minutes and 38 seconds. So
absolutely. Did a good job.
Great job, Adam. All right, 197 pounds. You had Hunter Goulart in this weight class. Hunter opened with a tech fall in just under 5 minutes, just before the second period. Ran into a beast, the kid from Greensboro, who ended up making it all the way to the finals and is going to the NCAA tournament.
Right.
Lost there, a major decision, came back and got taken down, got nipped at the edge of the mat, right at the end and everything. Had to be a little bit disappointing for him.
Absolutely, not a great tournament, for him, and I think there's some lessons to be learned there, and we talked about that, and I think. He just got to wrestle to the end of the match, which he didn't. That's one thing we preached. Going up this, we preached on a couple things. One is when you get an opportunity to score bonus points, you need to do it. Right. And the guys obviously did a good job with that. And then scoring at the end of periods. Either riding the guy out, or getting a takedown if we're neutral, or getting away on bottom. Scoring at the very end of periods, and we did an exceptional job of that throughout the tournament. More maybe than getting bonus points. To be honest with you, every match we scored at the end of the period generally, and. But that match kind of went the other way on us. We gave up, I think, 3 points in the last 5 or 6 seconds. And that can't happen, obviously, and you expect to win. So
I remember hearing an interview with Tom Brands from Iowa one time when he talked about breaking people's spirit and their will and their momentum by scoring on the edge of the mat. When the guy thinks, okay, we're going out of bounds, but you score anyway, or scoring right at the end of a period. Guy's looking over at the clock. I got 6 seconds to go. I'm just going to wait. And all of a sudden, an Iowa guy would score him and everything. I think that you guys did that a lot.
Especially takedown. Yeah, and Colin is a perfect example of that in his finals match. I believe he got a takedown at the end of the second period, end of the first period, and it changed the whole complexion of the match. Because now we're leading 3-2, and we were losing early on. For pretty much the whole first period, we scored at the very end. You don't have to ride the kid out because you can just run the clock out, and so we left the first period up 3-2, and that changed the whole match. It really did,
and strategy type.
Right,
of thing.
right. Now the kid's got to come after us, So and Colin's defense is really good. So.
Yep. All right, let's move up to heavyweight. 285. You have Tate Delaney in there. He's been a senior, 4-year starter for you. Opened with a pin. Then came up with a major decision to reach the semifinals, where he ran into the defending national champ, Rosenberry from Del Val. Didn't have much luck there, got pinned in the second period. But then wrestled back through and again put himself in position to possibly go to the NCAAs and everything. Ended up losing a decision to a kid from Merchant Marine Academy.
Had a big win in the Conci semis. Beat the kid from Mercinus, who was I think 10th in the country at the time. Beat him up pretty good, and then ran into the kid that actually beat Tate early in the year at the York tournament, and just got down early. It was I think it was 6-0 after the first period. We got guy shot in, took us right to our back, you know, and you know, unfortunately at that weight, especially at that weight, you know, when you get down 6-0, it's really hard to come back on something like that, you know, at the heavyweight weight class. So, you know, I think at the end of the day, I mean, you had an unbelievable career, you know, and I tell guys all the time, it's not always where you end up, it's how far you've come. Right. And Tate's come as far as anybody. You know, wasn't very successful in high school, and I think you'd agree to that. And to go from that to you know, really being a staple, really being consistent for 4 years, and you know, probably I think he's going to end up being second all time right now in our wins at Ferrum College, which you know, we've had a lot of good guys in our short amount of time, and that speaks volumes, you know. So.
Well, I'll tell you what also speaks volumes. Heavyweight is typically the last weight class that gets wrestled unless they pull a weight class out of the hat and they just start there and everything. And I think Tate clearly has probably the most clutch wins where he won matches for us. Liberty a couple of years ago, twice at the Virginia Duels. I know he did it for you twice out at the
Gator Boot Duels.
Gator Boots Duels. So
Mount Union Duels 3 times, I think. So
I mean, just incredible the things that he's done for Ferrum Wrestling. And we're really going to miss him around here because I'll tell you, like football coaches, they love him. He'd walk up to recruits, football coaches would have on campus and just say something. Hey, my name's Tate Delaney. I'm a wrestler here. I can tell you anything you need about the school and everything. It's a great place, and they love having him as an extra recruiter.
Absolutely. You know, between Tate, Robert, Logan, and Zimmerman, you know, those 4 guys are the 4 seniors that made it all 4 years wrestling. You know, I think there's probably going to be at least 300 wins among those 4 guys.
Sure.
And that, you know, that's, you know, obviously it's going to be hard to replace that. I'm very confident going forward. You know, we have some good guys underneath them that are ready. You know, but at the end of the day, you know, that's a hard thing to replace. You know, so.
But you just picked up 4 great alumni.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly. Yeah,
not
yet.
Logan is not an alumni yet and everything. So, speaking of Logan, let's talk a little bit about those 3 guys. You're going out to La Crosse, Wisconsin for the national championships on March 10th and 11th. So you're probably leaving here on the 8th or so, working out there, traveling on the 8th, working out on the 9th.
Yeah, we'll probably leave. It all depends. I'm actually making flight arrangements after this, and we'll probably. It's looking like we'll have to leave on Thursday or late Wednesday, you know, and get in there and come back on Sunday. But yeah, we'll kind of get a plan together, you know, as we get our travel arrangements all set up. But for this coming week, we just, you know, we got a hard training phase. We're gonna go. You know, 2 really hard training phases for about 4 days, and then really taper back, and you know, by then the work's done and ready to go. So.
Yep, and they're in good enough shape. They just have to kind of carry their conditioning in and
absolutely.
everything.
Take it up
I
another
like
level.
the chances of all these 3 guys that you're sending. I think all 3 of them are going to be dangerous, and I think if anybody looks past them, because you know, if anybody looks past Colin Saunders or Zach Beckner, they're going to find themselves in a world of hurting.
Yeah, all 3 could be seeded. I mean, you can make a case for all 3. Beckner maybe an outside chance because he doesn't have a lot of matches under his belt, but he did beat a couple, you know, obviously 3 really good guys.
Sure. The
regional tournament, and you know, but obviously Logan should sneak in there, being a former All-American, and then Colin, the way he's wrestling, I can't remember the last time Colin's lost. You know, he should be able to sneak in there a top 8 seed as well too. So
we're real excited about finding out what's going to happen now. The NCAA tournament, that's every match is streamed. They do it live and everything. We were able to stream just the final round and everything at our regional everything. But the NCAA, I believe they have like Flow Wrestling or someone there. So exactly. Every mat will have a camera on it, so folks will be able to get that. We'll make sure we put that link out there for the fans to be able to watch it. So.
Yep, absolutely. That'll be great to watch. It'll be fun to watch. So.
Okay, Coach. Will we come back next week before the nationals and do another show?
Yeah, we'll see. Probably not. We'll probably just wait till you know, we kind of I guess we're kind of hermits when it's time to start training. We kind of put our blinders on and just focus on the 3 guys that really matter right now. And I think now I'm excited to get back to work. You know, to give them a couple of days off, 48 hours to heal up. You know, now we're going to get back on it tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. So
getting right back on it.
Yep, absolutely, getting excited.
Okay. Well, Coach, listen, congratulations. I got to mention a couple things real quickly. Yeah. You wouldn't mention this. Coach Nate Yetzer from Ferrum, Coach of the Year in the East Regional. Coach Ryan Riggs, Assistant Coach of the Year. You got to be, you know, I know that you know you're very, very modest and everything, but that's such a huge accomplishment. You went from having a first-year program 4 years ago. These seniors are the first 4-year guys and everything. You know, we placed, I want to say, maybe 10th the first year. Then we jumped to 7th. Last year we made a jump to 5th. And then to just jump into 1st and really kind of dominate the field. You won by 29 points over New York University, the second place
and arguably
team.
The best field we've ever had. I mean, that's the thing that I was excited about. You know, the goal setting out at the beginning of the year, I'll be honest with you, was I want to be in the top 3. You know, I want to keep making that climb. You know, and I think about mid-season that changed. You know, mid-season, you know, and obviously, you know, getting the transfers of Tavian Leary and Zach Beckner were huge. You know, and And that really shifted to like, you know, now we're knocking the door. We're really good now, you know, and we were good before. Now we're really good.
Sure.
So the goal shifted to winning it, and you know, obviously the guys responded really well. So.
Do you have a goal with these 3 guys going to the Nationals? How you'd like to place as a team?
Absolutely. Yep. So good. we know as a staff. So
we'll keep that one close to the vest.
Yep. So, but no. You know, and as far as winning the Coach of the Year and everything, I mean, it's just a testament to you know, more our support staff. And I say it all the time, but you got to have support from the administration too, and I think that's very key. And from the president to our athletic director Abe Naff, to you Gary Holden, and Tom Steele has been instrumental in our academic success, which you know makes our guys a little more at ease, so they can focus on wrestling when it's time to focus on wrestling. And just across the board, you know, Brian Duclos, our trainer. And just, you know, and Paul Biggs obviously didn't get assistant coach of the year, but really, you know, him and Ryan Riggs, both assistants,
sure,
have been instrumental, you know, and they're the reason we've turned the corner, to be honest with you. You know, I mean, those guys have really bought in, you know, and they bought into me, and, you know, I can be very demanding at times, and I think they've, you know, obviously responded, and just couldn't be more excited for those guys as well, too.
Well, Nate, your enthusiasm is infectious, and I believe the entire wrestling world of Ferrum fans was there Saturday, and they were going crazy for you.
Yeah, our fans are awesome. Yeah,
we took that team photo at the end, and the fans were just so excited. And I remember seeing parents of kids who are not starters there, and they were just going crazy for you guys.
That's key. I mean, that's when you could tell you're really starting to make it, when the parents of the kids that are not necessarily in the lineup yet, you know, they're buying in. You know, they come, they support. And that's critical, because, you know, obviously if you just have the 10 parents there, you know, and it's not the same, you know what I mean? It's not. But when you have a whole family, a whole network of people supporting, you know, it's critical. And the girls team too. A bunch of the girls were there and supporting the guys, and
they helped a lot.
Absolutely, you know, and I think you know, it's you know, fine things have come full circle. You know what I mean? I guess as far as you know, the fans being supportive and the administration on board, and heck, the president was there, and Abe was there all week and all weekend, and so it was exciting, man. Yep.
It's an exciting time here at Ferrum College, and we're looking forward to how the team's going to do at the Nationals and everything. We'll come back here, and I guess about 2 weeks then, and wrap up the Nationals. Maybe bring one of the guys that attended the Nationals.
Absolutely. With you. Hopefully bring 3 All-Americans and a couple finalists on here.
Nate, congratulations again. You had a great season.
Appreciate it.
Folks, that'll do it for today's episode of Ferrum Wrestling 411. I'm your host, Gary Holden. For Nate Yetzer, thanks for being with us. Have a great day.